Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus entered Capernaum, a centurion approached him and appealed to him, saying, "Lord, my servant is lying at home paralyzed, suffering dreadfully." He said to him, "I will come and cure him." The centurion said in reply, "Lord, I am not worthy to have you enter under my roof. Only say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I too am a man subject to authority, with soldiers subject to me. And I say to one, 'Go,' and he goes. To another, 'Come here,' and he comes. And to my slave, 'Do this,' and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, "Amen, I say to you, in no one in Israel have I found such faith. I say to you, many will come from the east and the west, and will recline with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob at the banquet in the kingdom of heaven." The Gospel of the Lord.
From a prayer we say at the Mass before communion, "Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, but only say the word, and my soul shall be healed." But only say the word. So we must count on Jesus to say the word, to offer us his great gift, the gift of the Eucharist. Some people think Holy Communion in the Catholic Church is a rite that they have to have. And I'm talking about R-I-G-H-T, not R-I-T-E, okay? So it's not a rite, but Holy Communion is a gift. The gift of the medicine of immortality that God desires to give us. The centurion here in the story, he is a man of power. He commands 100 men. Can you imagine that? And yet, he humbles himself to come before Jesus. He does not demand, although he's a man of power. He won't do that. He's a humble man. And this is the proper disposition for receiving Holy Communion. This is the reason why we bow or we kneel at the time of receiving communion. And so we do not take communion. It's not something that's taken. It's something that is received. And so we hold our hands properly to receive, if we're going to receive in the hands. The hand that you favor, whether it's your right or your left, if you're a lefty, don't worry, okay, but the hand of your favor is what you take put it into the mouth, okay? The other hand, so for me, my left hand receives the Eucharist, and my right hand puts it in my mouth. Okay, if you're lefty, it works the opposite way. And so you hold the hands as kind of like a little manger where Jesus can settle in so that you can put him in your mouth. Receiving on the tongue. It's good when you're receiving on the tongue to lift your head. Lift your head like this, okay? And close your eyes. What happens is people flinch sometimes when I'm trying to give them communion, okay? And if you close your eyes, you won't have to flinch. I'll get that host right in your mouth. Don't worry, okay? But when you flinch, sometimes people try to bite my fingernails. Well, it's true, or lick them anyways, okay? It happens. So we open our mouth slightly, okay, and the tongue at the edge of the lip. If you push the tongue out too much, the host will roll off the tongue and on the floor, okay? And so we need to be careful with that. So your tongue is at the edge of your mouth, and you open your mouth enough so that we can put the host in your mouth. This is reverence for the Eucharist. And so we receive Holy Communion and we don't take it. You see, the priest gives it. It's Jesus coming to you that gives it in the hand or on the tongue. Now, the centurion says, I'm not worthy to receive. And so, this is a possibility for us. And if we're prideful enough to think we're always worthy, we might want to take a second look at that. Like maybe a second look at the way you drove here and cursed a few people because they didn't allow you to take the proper turn and block up the intersection that you came down on Bridge Street. And so I would recommend monthly confession for everybody. Monthly confession to make sure that you're humble and your soul is cleared. Jesus says it very well at the finish of this beautiful story of the centurion. He said, let it be done for you as you have believed. Our faith and our trust in God opens the door to many graces with the Holy Eucharist. However, if we don't put our faith and trust in the Eucharist, we limit the ability to absorb the graces that are being poured out to us. And so what do you believe about the Eucharist? About the fact that Jesus is present, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist? Let it be done for you as you have believed.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam merum isti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deum, alleluia.